Hey, what's up everybody, JerBer here. It's been roughly a year since I made my Commission Rant, and I was quite shocked when it ended up becoming my most popular video. I was very happy to see all the people who sympathized with what I said in the video, and was enlightened with all the new and interesting points. A lot of it made sense and I took to heart what I learned from these. Despite this, I very recently received criticism on the video that serves as little more than as a really humorous attack. I responded to the criticism with a rebuttal, and I'll include the original comment along with my response right here, not to retread too much ground. Since then, he responded to me from here on my Facebook page through messages. His follow-up was so amazingly autistic that I had to make a video about it. Keep in mind that I will not be showing his name or what he looks like to keep from giving him any ammunition in the event that he tries to attack me from here. Additionally, in order to remove his likeness completely from the video, my good friend Nick from GameAway will be voicing this magical bastard. You can find his link in the description and at the end of this video. Lastly, before we start, he claimed in the Facebook message that I blocked him, which is not the case. If you're watching this, person who I'm talking about, which I'm not sure if you are or not, but I can assure you that I did not block you from commenting on my YouTube videos. I'm not sure what happened. I thought maybe my moderator could have done it, but he said he didn't, so I don't know what happened. My thought is maybe you made the message too long, because I want to keep in mind with you guys, this message that he sent me, I put into a Word document. The fucking message is 9 pages long. 12 font, normal spacing, 9 pages long. But anyways, I didn't block you, but, you know, I tried to explain to you that I didn't, but then you blocked me on Facebook, so, you know, now your point's irrelevant and you're a hypocrite. So let's go ahead and get into this mess. It's fucking crazy.
Okay, well, let's start off by saying I think I was right about you. You are young, so not sure how I was wrong about this. You are a student in college.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, yes, I am a student in college, and yes, I am young, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I am arrogant and ignorant and all these other things that you're accusing me of. That, I mean, those have zero fucking correlation. You're assuming that just because I'm young, that I'm fucking stupid, when you're clearly showing more stupidity, arrogance, and ignorance than I ever have in this entire thing, so your point's irrelevant.
Sure, you own all the programs that somehow makes you a professional. I most likely own all the programs you do, so I must be a professional also. We shall get to that very shortly. I shall show you the same courtesy as you have shown me, and give detailed explanations and clear-cut reasons why I think you are either right or wrong in your statements.
You know, I think it's really funny how you decided you wanted to take me out of context for this by suggesting that I think just because I own all these programs that I'm somehow an expert, when if you had included this with the entirety, I don't know who you're trying to fool, by the way. It's just, you know, this is a Facebook post. It's between you and me. Nobody else, well, no, some people are seeing it now, but I bet you didn't interpret that I was going to do this. So, I don't know what the fuck you're on about. You clearly knew where I was going with that, or at least I hope you knew where I was going, unless you were just looking way too far into it. You knew that I was going into the next thing, but you decided to cut it off and make it, to trivialize it. It didn't work. I mean, I fucking know better. I'm smarter than that. You say in your comment that I cannot compare my work with a production house as they have more resources, that I do not understand how business works, and that I am quite young and very ignorant and a bit too demanding. Again, this is all within paragraphs of saying that you've never even heard of me before making this comment.
I do not see the problem with my statement. You have done every little to prove me wrong on this. Actually, you yourself actually prove this very quickly, not only in this video, but in your own response to me. That is, my statement here is correct. But we shall get to that in a few. I will make sure we point that out once we get to it. It is no different that you, glancing at someone else's video game list, somehow means research.
I like how you're saying that I haven't done anything to prove that I'm more intelligent than you're making me out to be, all the while making all these grammatical errors that are just absolutely ridiculous. And by the way, guys, if you think that this is bad, just wait till we get further in. It gets a lot worse. Also, you're continuing this assuming shit by thinking all I did was look at your videos. I did far more than that. I actually looked a lot more into you just to make sure that I knew what I was talking about. That's the whole point of this. The reason you look into stuff is so you know what you're talking about. You make some really weird statement about, assumptions and just facts and stuff like that. And of course I'll get into that later, but just, I really don't know if you think you're right about this, because just the way you're going about it and you're just assuming this shit, not knowing anything. To my knowledge, you're still going off of this video and not having looked into anything. How the fuck do you function in life just making assumptions about shit? How? I want to know. Show me, master. How? Ugh, Jesus, but I guess we'll get into that in a little bit, like you said. Alright, so let's get on with it so we can get to it, because I really want to know how I'm wrong on this. Considering how many times you act like you have me pegged, I'm more baffled by how much you think you know me, my age, my mental age, my personality, my ethics, and most importantly, my ability as an artist, despite not even bothering to look anything up about me before this.
I do not think I once made any claim about your mental age, nor did I comment on your abilities as an artist. I, in fact, made a point to say I've never seen your work. As for your ethics, I may have implied your ethics are, at best, that of a naive kid has never worked. Oh wait, I am doing that right now. I never implied that prior to now. I will now insult your reading comprehension. This is much clearer, but we shall get to that.
Okay, we're gonna get to it. You already said that. We're already waiting for it. I would understand if you fucking couldn't come up with this right now if you were talking, but you're typing. You are typing. How can you not sit there and be like, okay, I need to formulate what I'm saying, and then I need to write it, or I need to type it down. How have you not sat down and done that? I feel like you're just like slapping your fucking hands on the keyboard at this point. What the fuck is wrong with you? Let's get on with it. I'm still waiting. Guys, I bet you by the end of this, he's going to he's like, oh, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But by the time the thing ends, I'm not even going to go into the shit that I was going to say. Well, thanks for that, you tease. So to do your job for you, I'll provide rebuttal to each of your claims. You cannot compare your work with a production house as they have more resources than you. I'm not sure what you're referring to as resources, but if you're referring to skills or abilities, then you couldn't be any more wrong.
Actually, no, was not talking about that. Clearly, again, you do not know how a business works. We shall cover that in my next response.
Guys, he's gonna do it. I was joking, but he's gonna do it. Oh my god. The one thing I love is like how he keeps saying, you don't know how business works. You don't know how business works. But he doesn't ever explain why I don't know how business works or what aspects of business I don't understand. I mean, because if he did that, then I would be like, well, I agree with this, or yeah, maybe, but, or that's not at all true. But he's not even explaining how, why my video's flawed, why I'm flawed. Nothing. He's just saying, you don't know about this, but I'll tell you in a minute. But he just keeps saying that over and over again. My god, dude. I'm gonna get a parrot. He's gonna say the same shit. God damn it. I have every software that I could possibly need for every step of production. I am also efficient at each of them, to a point at which I would consider highly proficient at worst. You act like you know a lot about what's necessary in producing art or animation for someone whose best videos on his channel is from a let's play of some unknown game and a couple of Roku Sling TV videos. See, I took the time to look through your stuff before I responded, and it wasn't very hard either.
Oh, little one, you browse one of my channel's playlists, but you know nothing of me. Here is what you do not get from just browsing my channel playlist. I am 40 years old and a retired programmer that ran and own a successful company that employ many people your age. See, my assumptions were based off more information than looking at names on a playlist. Mine were based on statements you made in your video. Yours are just plain ignorant in that of someone that thinks I made my comments without listening to your silly video. You forgot the subject.
Oh, little one? Are you serious? Oh my god. Oh, little one. Hashtag oh, little one, ladies and gentlemen. I do find it interesting that he is a retired programmer. I'm gonna quote our friend here when I say, I'll get to that in a little bit. But I find that really interesting that you're a retired programmer. You know, like, that's fine. That still doesn't elaborate on my point of you don't know, or you don't seem to know anything about the animation process. Either pre-production or post-prod. You don't seem to know anything about it, and you're not elaborating on how you know this information, but I guess we'll get to that in a little bit, won't we?
So, let me get to the point I skipped in my last comment. You clearly do not understand the resource a production house actually offers, and has that a unemployed, uneducated child like yourself has. Let's start with just the computer of said business, since you mentioned you have all the programs. Well, see, here is where you are clearly lacking in any real work experience. See, although you have the programs, you do not have the hardware they do, which means faster rendering times. Not to mention, most subjects are not handled by one person, which means that production is actually faster. How so? When you get stuck or cannot figure something out, well, there are people there to help. Oh, but I forgot you think you have more than enough experience. Here's the thing, as good as you think you are, and I am betting you are not as good as you think you are. The real world will eat you up and spit you out. But that is not all that a production house has for resources. See, they have this thing you clearly do not have. A lawyer. How do I know this? Oh, we shall get to that in my very next response, and I'll explain to you why that is important.
Oh my god, this guy is like a troll. When are you gonna get to it? No, but joking and grammatical mistakes that he's made aside, he does make a very good point. The one thing that a production house, or actually the two things that the production house has that I don't, is better hardware. Now, keep in mind, I'm running a $2,500 Mac computer, which has a lot of really, really good stuff in it. It covers a lot of the things that I would ever need it for. What a production house would have is, at the very least, multiple of this computer or better, or servers where they could do stuff like this. The second thing is more people specifically for each individual thing. Like, you'd have one animator, one modeler, one UV artist, etc., etc. So he is right about that. But the one thing that he's forgetting is that as a freelancer, I'm not doing the kind of things that an animation studio would be hired for. Because you would hire an animation studio for something really big, like, I don't know, say like a movie or a TV show, and those would cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, possibly more anyways, and nobody's gonna just toss that money at me, regardless, because the majority of my demographic for my freelancing is YouTube. I do stuff for YouTubers. And I like how he likes to say that I don't have any experience, because, again, from the one video, how the fuck does he know? How does he know how much experience I have? Additionally, I like how he goes on about, like, oh, you don't have a lawyer. It's like, well, how the fuck do you know? How do you know that from that fucking video? I never even say anything about legal stuff aside from, hey, you might want a contract, which I believe is the next thing that gets talked about, but He keeps bringing up this boy thing, this kid thing, and I can tell you why he's doing it. He's trying to make me sound insignificant and like I don't have experience, like I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, guess what? You don't know how much experience I have. I have a lot more experience than you're fucking giving me credit for. And I guess since it's none of your fucking business at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, but the people who don't, know. I am betting you are the type of artist that will just do what you want and not care what your commissionaire wants. Well, freelancing requires contracts too, especially professional freelancing.
There is your problem right there. You are not a professional. You are a student. You may want to be a professional, but you are not.
You know what this gives me the vibe of, like what he's thinking, or what at least the thought that goes through his head when it comes to this particular thing. I think he thinks that just because I'm a student in college, that I can't be professional because I'm still learning. Well, I don't see where you get that, because if you're in the field of whatever it is you're doing, it doesn't matter if it's animation or anything else. It could be construction work. Even after you have technically mastered your craft by going to college, you're still learning things after that. Just because you get that fundamental education on it doesn't mean that you're not going to learn things that you would have never learned in that environment outside of school, like once you've graduated. So you're making no fucking sense. And even if I am a student, does that devalue my work or my skill? No, it doesn't. If I'm going to college, that means I am a professional wanting to become more professional and wanting to do this for a living. I don't know how much more professional you can get than that. Those contracts are designed to make sure that I don't have my time wasted or my work stolen. But most importantly, the contracts are made to ensure the customers that they will receive what they have requested and that they are happy when everything is said and done.
I am very much aware what a contract is, but you clearly do not. See, you are missing some very big aspects of what a contract actually is, which is very common with young people just starting out. Maybe you need to hit Google, or better yet, contact a lawyer.
Oh my god. Okay, so now he thinks, keep in mind, my contract is not displayed on the video. And again, I think I only talk about it in order for the artist to secure their work and also to make the person paying them more comfortable. So that way it's like, okay, well, regardless of what's going to happen, I have this person in a legally binding contract. If they don't give me what I want, I'm going to fucking sue them. You know, that's basically what a contract like that for a commissioning freelance artist is for. And I guess he thinks because I'm young, I don't understand how contracts work. How do you know that? You watched my video. The only people who know that are the people that helped me make the fucking contract. Myself and the people who have had to sign that contract so that they could get their work done. I don't work on any stuff until that contract has been signed. Oh man, this guy's a fucking troll. He has to be a troll. I don't understand how you can come to such broad conclusions without any sort of actual information, not shit you come up with in your fucked up head. I don't know where you get it from, but it's ridiculous. I can tell you that much. It's fucking ridiculous. But again, if you had done any research on me or any of my clients, you would be aware of that.
Why would I do that? I'm not a stalker, and I can care less about what agreements you made that are frankly non-binding contracts. How do I know this? Well, once you get done with Google, you'll be wanting to talk to a lawyer. But I am not here to give you legal advice. I will say that you clearly do not know what a real contract is, and if you really do not understand how business and the laws work. Again, maybe you should consult a lawyer.
Yes. You know what? I perfectly agree with you. Why look up something to confirm that you're right? All that's on the line is your credibility, and I mean, I guess since you're retired, you don't really have much to worry about. You know, if people fucking hate you online, it's like, I'll be fucking dead in years. Like, I care. Give me a fucking break. And what are you talking about? What are you talking about with this whole, once you get done talking to Google, what does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? I don't understand. You got some connection with Google or something? Are you about to put a fucking hit on me? Is that a threat to fucking put a hit on me? I mean, it's clearly not, but, you know, I don't suspect this guy knows how to fucking dial a phone, let alone get a fucking hitman. But, the miles this guy will go to, like, the mental gymnastics of this fucker is astounding. Fuck it, whatever, let's move on.
Also, again, with all this assuming things about me when you don't even know who I am.
You are the one that made a video. You are aware when you make a video, you are allowing people to make assumptions about you, right? Unless you think only your opinion is what matters. You do know that all of your knowledge is based on assumptions. Sometimes it's right, other times it is wrong. Are you sure you are in college? Oh, you are going for art, never mind. I expected too much from an art student. For an artist, you sure do not liking people criticizing you. You are going to have a long, disappointing career, most likely leading to suicide. Oh, you should Google that. I think you will find it funny. That is the most common death for people in your career choice and your sex.
Whoa. Alright, chill. Wow, there was like 4 bombshells in that one statement. Alright, let's get to one thing. Alright, so, am I aware that when I make a video, I allow people to assume things? Well, I mean, of course, but it's also their responsibility to make sure the things that they're assuming, you know, they're not absolutely ridiculous as the things that you assumed out of completely nowhere. Like, you went from not knowing who I was to knowing my whole life story in a matter of seconds, which that's the crazy bit. Secondly, did you just make a pass at art students? Are you kidding me? Dude, look, I looked at your channel, you fucking make art. Why are you sitting there talking about art students? You know, I know you're not a student of art in any way, shape, or form, but isn't that necessarily a attack at yourself as well? I mean, I don't know, you're sitting there trying to trivialize art when you fucking do it on your own, like as a hobby. It just seems kind of fucking stupid to me. I don't know. Then, oh my god. I'm gonna have a disappointing career, most likely leading to suicide. Is that what you want? Do you want me to kill myself? If I went into the other room and fucking pulled the trigger and killed myself and then upload this to YouTube, how I do that I don't know, but that doesn't really matter for the sake of this video. If I did that, would that make you happy? Would that make you happy? Oh my god, it sounds like you fucking want me to kill myself. It's like, you know, because even if I was gonna make that, like, that connection, I would be like, which, by the way, you know, I don't think you should do. You know, I'm just letting you know, so you know. And believe me, I know it's not something I'm not aware of, because, you know, you also say something that's just tossed around, that suicide is also really high in animation and art, and it's higher. A higher rate between males than females, and I mean, you're not telling me something I don't already know. You really think I would go into this not knowing shit like that? I don't care, because I mean, at a mindset level, art makes me happy, and I don't think I would ever be depressed doing art. So even if I was, you know, because I already do it anyways. After all, I am an art student, am I right? I fucking stay up and do stuff. I'm staying up now to fucking do this video, and it's like. This is fucking nothing. I do this whenever I have a final. Fuck it. Dude, oh my god. You gotta warn me before you say some shit like that.
Who are you to assume all these things?
I just answered this. I'm a viewer on YouTube. Do you not know how YouTube works? Ugh, I just went through this with you. You make a video. We, the viewers, make comments based on said video. It's called feedback. Do you not know how YouTube works? But you want me to think you are competent. Yeah, right.
Oh my god, this boy just put a in a fucking oh my god. Did you not hear me the first time I typed it? The fucking balls on this guy. Alright, yeah, fine. You get to post shit about me on YouTube, but that still doesn't make it right for you to just sit here and just blow all these things out and then just automatically assume you're fucking right. And then just, if I try to challenge it in any way, no, you can't. Dude, who the fuck do you think you are? Sincerely, who the fuck do you think you are? Either you are so insecure with yourself that you can't fucking deal with anybody that has any semblance of confidence, or you think you're the baddest motherfucker, and please let me assure you, you're not. Like, the fact that you made the comment in the first place was extremely insecure and stupid of you. And then responding to me, you know, answering everything that you said and shutting you down essentially, you still decided after that to send me I shit you guys, I don't shit you guys, 9-page long fucking Facebook message. Are you kidding me with this shit? Ugh.
My guess is that you tried to get a job in a production company, but you could not handle it, which is why you were doing freelance. But I bet that would be wrong. I think the closer answer is that you would not get a job in a production house, which is why you were freelancing. Wrong. I'm a senior at Full Sail University under the computer animation program.
Well, here is the thing. You claim I am wrong, although you just confirmed that I was right. You have never worked in a production house. You cannot get a job in a production house because you lack experience and education. So how I am wrong? Other than the simple fact you have never tired, which actually makes me even more right. You have not even completed your education, so again, yet you act like you have already completed it, so how I am wrong?
How I am wrong? How I swear to God, Nick was such a sport when it came to recording this because, of course, Nick is very articulate, and if you listen to him actually talk, he is extremely articulate with the things he says. I love that about him. It made it funnier as we were doing this because there's so many grammatical errors in this guy's message. And I told Nick, I was like, no, you have to say it exactly how it's written because it'll be so much funnier if we do that. And he would stumble because he would like his brain would interpret it as it's supposed to be said, but he would just like mess it up. Like, it's like, how can you mess up the mess up? Oh my God, how I am wrong. That sounds like a fucking... I expect Jerry Seinfeld to say that. What's the big deal with all of it, with all these assumptions? How I am wrong. I may come on. Oh shit. Oh, and regarding the fucking the production house thing. Oh, this guy is so stuck on that. See, the thing is like how you say I lack experience and education, but when I've been doing it for so long. And I'm literally getting education. Have you never heard of fucking interning? You fucking idiot. How have you never heard of interning? Because it's essentially what you're doing right there. It's like, okay, well, you go and you work. And because you're getting your education, you get to work. But because I haven't completed it yet, I lack the experience. I haven't transitioned all the way into a professional until I get that fucking diploma. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. How I am wrong.
Again, even a small dip into my YouTube channel would have told you that. At Full Sail, I am taught the entire production line. Modeling, lighting, texturing, animation, compositing, etc. under tight deadlines so that when I graduate...
See, right there. Win. You have not working and you are still a student, and still learning and still protected. Your mistakes are not that costly other than time. You lack any real-world experience. Work is nothing like school. School is easy. You will learn that one day. Till then, shh, your nativity is showing.
The arrogance of this guy, the absolute arrogance. I like how he glances over everything that I had just said about how Full Sail tries to simulate a production setting as much as possible. So, but that doesn't matter to him because it doesn't fit his narrative. Ugh. And I lack any real world experience. How would you know? You guys tell me, am I being crazy? Like, did I reveal more than I think I did in that video? Because I'm pretty confident I didn't sit there and talk about my whole fucking life in that shit.
I can go into a studio smoothly and with a fantastic portfolio under my belt.
It's not going to be as smoothly as you think. What will most likely happen, which happens to most art students, you will not find a job right away, if at all. That is very common. When you do, your ego, if you think you are so good, will most likely get you fired. And that is when you'll have to start all over, and next time you will be more modest. That is how life works, you will find out. Many kids your age fail because they think they are at the top, when in reality is they are not even close to the top and do not under Jesus Christmas Christ. Google it, and you'll see that I am right. I have seen people beg me for a job. All people that are just out of college freak out when the reality sets in.
You know, I've noticed two things from this. I've noticed that he thinks that he has life completely figured out, and the second, that age equals experience, when that's not always the case. I mean, I went into that earlier, I won't go into it anymore. His views on things are extremely archaic. Are you noticing any type of because I know I see it, especially when he talks about like art stuff or art students. He seems to have this very stereotypical, art students aren't going to get jobs anywhere shit, where the landscape of things has changed so much. The landscape has changed so much since, you know, I guess his time, because he's an old fucker. Additionally, the success rate for Full Sail students is significantly higher. Since you keep asking me to Google shit, why don't you Google that?
Additionally, I am very proficient in music theory, recording, and production from my many years of being a musician.
Who cares? No one asked about your music background. My neighbor plays 10 instruments and played with Slipknot. See, that has about as much to do with this subject as what you said. You sound like a slow child that should not be left alone. Maybe that's why you are an artist.
Slow child, huh? That's funny. I like how you decided you wanted to remove that from the rest of the context, so it fucking seems like I'm being stupid, when I simply brought that up to show how much more credibility I have and how much more worth I would have in a studio, because I have much more opinion on these things than just your average fucking Joe. Oh my god, the links you'll go to. By the way, I told Nick to say Slipknot and not Slipknot. We clearly know how to fucking say it, you know.
So you're 110% wrong in thinking that I can't handle it, or that I can't get a job in it.
How does that prove you're right? Because you know music theory? You clearly do not understand how proof works. At this point, I really do not think you can handle it more than before you responded. Real proof would be you dropping out of school and get a job in this field. Oh wait, that would just be dumb, because your education would not be complete, and no company would hire you if you did that.
You know, reading this, I'm starting to think that this guy has dementia, because I think he is like forgetting that he cut up the text. So it's like, well, what relevancy does your music thing have, when it was very clearly placed in my response to him? And then I like how he makes a suggestion to me that I should drop out of school and try to get a job, and then almost like he thinks that I said that. He's like, no, that would be stupid of you. How dumb of a thought could you possibly have? That was your thought, motherfucker. What are you talking about? No, he's got a good point.
When I've done it for over 3 years.
No, you were a student for 3 years. I went to college for 6 years, got my PhD in physics. My minor was in programming. I have 20 years of experience in programming and 2 years in the physics field. There is a difference between work and school. You will learn this. This right here is why I make assumptions about you. You've played pretend for 3 years.
Oh, well, hey, you know, man, I can't diss you for that, because I mean that is really, really cool. Your fucking doctorates, man. Wow, that's kind of similar to me in Full Sail, because 6 years for a doctorate. I got 3 years for a bachelor's. One question though, how did the people you worked for feel about your fucking spelling, dude? Because this shit sucks. I don't care how good of a fucking physicist you were, your shit sucks. And regarding me playing pretend for 3 years, dude, you haven't even seen any of my shit, so how the fuck can you say that? You are so baseless. It's fucking ridiculous. Ugh.
Sure, I'm no seasoned veteran.
That much is clear.
Okay, you wanna play fucking cheap, do you? Alright, well, if you're such a good programmer, tell me why the fuck you don't have a single video on your entire channel that has over 240p, because I'm pretty confident it's 2017 and 240p stopped being relevant when YouTube fucking started. What are you on? What are you on about? That much is clear. Well, there's not much clear with you because you're fucking hiding everything. And you expect me to believe you on all this shit when you sound like an idiot, you look like an idiot. Ugh.
But I'm better than most people at either my age or length of my career.
According to whom?
Me, motherfucker, and I'll fight you if you don't believe me. No, but seriously, that is kind of a good question. You know, when you look at your peers' stuff, because I do a lot of critiquing stuff within Full Sail whenever I do any assignments, because of course the rest of the class is doing it with me. I'll kind of like compare myself, because I'm sure a lot of competitive people, I'm sure you don't, because apparently you think you're better than everybody else, why fucking question it? But I personally like to compare my art, see how I'm doing compared to a lot of the other kids, and with the exception of a lot of the either really, really good kids or the fine art kids, I usually find my stuff is a lot better. That's how I know. I would vouch for you, but you don't fucking have anything relevant to put on there, so again, I don't believe you when you say, I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, I've done that. Prove it. Prove it. You can't fucking say, you know, I have all these achievements. Well, what are the achievements? I can't fucking tell you. Why would I expose that? I don't know, because you're fucking proud of it? That's just me. This is how I feel. Whenever I'm proud of something, I like to show it to the world. That's a typical human emotion, but you don't seem to be even the fucking human. You seem, I don't know, like some fucking paragon that I should look up to and immortalize. Dude, you made a fucking YouTube comment and you act like you're so much fucking better than me. I don't understand. You should, alright, so you should be wanting to, if you feel that I'm this kid who doesn't know anything, and you were this higher up adult who's lived his life, if I were in that situation, I wouldn't want to fucking bash the kid. I mean, you're not really doing a good job anyways, I fucking take it with a grain of salt. But if I were in your situation, I would want to nurture that person so that way they learn from all the things that I learned in a significantly much shorter time. They don't have to learn the hard way. But because you're so much of a fucking stuck-up asshole, you can't see beyond, oh, I'm better than you. Which you're not. Again, I can vouch for that because you had nothing to show for it. Because if you're so proud and so confident of all the shit you've done, where the fuck is it? Where is it? I mean, you haven't... I looked all over the place. I couldn't see anything that you've done. I mean, of course, there's a few things that we'll get into later. I'm gonna quote you again. I'm a sticky shit. But we'll get into that later.
It's not egotistical. It's a confident fact.
No, that is not a fact. You do not know what a fact is. That much is clear. Look, kid, you clearly do not know how logic works or what a fact is. You are assuming you are better than everyone else. There is no proof you are. The odds are you are not. A fact is backed up by proof. You making an assertion does not make it a fact, no matter how confident you are. Which, by the way, your ego is showing again.
Well, if you think my ego's big, you should see my no, I'm sorry. I'll stop. It's too childish. It's too childish. But no, the fact that you think just because my opinion of myself is different from how you see me, or that I have a differing opinion on anything in general from you, your defense for that is, well, you don't know anything about this. You're so full of fucking shit. I cannot believe you are a real person. You are a mythical fucking creature at this point. You are aware of that. You should fucking put your body... Okay, I'm going off on fucking weird ass tangents. Just because you don't think something, or just because you don't think that this person or that person should be confident and happy with what they're doing, doesn't make it wrong. You're not the fucking... I don't even know what that would be, the ego police? You are such a shithead. I bet you think the fucking world of yourself, or it could be the opposite. Let's take it in the opposite direction. Maybe you think so shittily of yourself that nobody else is allowed to think highly of themselves. Nobody's allowed to have their own accomplishments. Keep in mind, I've seen your videos. I've seen some of the depressing shit you sit there and talk about. Don't even fucking get me started on that shit. I'm trying to keep you as anonymous as possible, but it's really fucking hard when a lot of the things that I want to talk about would be really fucking exposing of you as a person. And I'm trying to keep you from having any fucking extra ammunition on me. Not that you really have any decent, all of it's fucking blanks anyways. But don't even fucking get started on, oh, well, you shouldn't feel super confident. You haven't lived enough. Fuck you. You don't know shit about shit.
I am thinking those that backed out it was not because they were wasting your time. It was more likely you wasted their time. I can't fault you too much for this, as I don't specifically out any of the people I refer to in this video, but if you had bothered skimming through the comments, I mentioned several instances why I say what I do in the video about this topic.
I based my comments off your video. Sorry if you think I should read every comment on all your videos to see why you made the video. I honestly know why you made the video. You were live streaming and people were begging. I have a popular Twitch channel and I know how it is. Getting 500 to 600 people daily begging for items and money does get draining, but that was not the actual point of your video, nor was that the problem I had with your silly, ignorant video. It was your assertion that this is how artists should be treated and that you set the rules, blah blah. Blah 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 blah. You made a lot of ridiculous statements, and if I was doing business with the company that employed you, I would demand you get fired. If you were my employee, you would be hitting the unemployment line, and since you are already in that line, I just would not hire you.
Alright, first let me stop you there and say, no, your Twitch channel does not have that many views. In fact, if you guys want to see how many views he has, here you go. Secondly, I don't have to hit the fucking unemployment line because I do well enough for myself that I don't need the fucking money. Thank you very much. I'd like for the people who actually can't afford that kind of money to get their opportunities in, and that's how they're gonna do it. Meanwhile, I can make fun just on my own, but thank you for being so fucking concerned. And regarding the video, what exactly is your problem with artists being treated with more respect? I'm really curious. I want to, if you're gonna respond to anything, please respond to that, because I want to know why you think that artists shouldn't be treated with respect when somebody asks them, "Hey, I would like this." Okay, well, you're gonna have to pay me some money because I do this for a living. What? Pay you money for art? Well, then just go fucking steal it off Google if you don't want to fucking get it. I probably should have said that in the video. Just fucking end it off. If you don't like somebody's fucking art prices, just go fucking steal something from Google. So when you fucking get caught with that shit, you have to fucking get a settlement and shit. I don't understand. I don't understand you. Because clearly that's your problem with, or that was the original problem with me, is that you didn't like the fact that I made this video defending artists who dealt with shit like this, including myself. But why is that such a fucking problem to you? Why the fuck do you care? You know, clearly you don't intend on doing anything with your art. That's fine. Other people aren't like that. Other people have a talent for this and they want to fucking make money with it. Just because you can't wrap your head around that, which with you saying that you're a programmer and a physicist and all of this dumbass bullshit that you probably can't even prove to me. I don't know. You just sound like a fucking idiot. You sound like an asshole. You sound like a douchebag. You sound like a fucking moron from the way you type.
Here is the thing, young man. Kid. You are only thinking 5 minutes ahead. You do not know how things like your comment will affect your future. If I saw one of my employees say half the things you said in this video, they'd be unemployed. Right now, you are kind of protected, because you got time before you have to find a job. Once that happens, well, honestly, life will kick you in the teeth, unless you change that attitude of yours. You are overconfident, and employers do not like that. You will learn that soon enough.
You know, of course you can't really, like, change this now, but I'm really getting sick of, number one, I'm getting really sick of the fucking kid thing. It's getting really annoying at this point. And number two, I don't like the fact that you keep thinking just because I'm a fucking artist and I'm doing commissions that I'm in some fucking unemployment line, I'm doing just fine. When I graduate from fucking college, I'm gonna have the money to go down there and spend a week and go to a bunch of fucking amusement parks and shit. Not only that, but I'm gonna have enough money to where I can move wherever the fuck I need to for an actual studio job. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're making a bunch of assumptions on nothing. Second off, so what if I'm fucking overconfident? You know, you say that employers don't like that. What do you know? Maybe you prefer somebody who's underconfident, so you can sit there and run them over and tell them how much better you are than them. But I certainly wouldn't deal with that shit, and I'd tell you to go fuck yourself.
After all, no one is allowed to argue with you or even negotiate with you. I don't mind arguing, negotiating, or debating. What I don't like is someone who acts like they know everything when they don't. And that's exactly who you are in this situation.
Actually, never made a claim like that. I made assertions that you are young, very inexperienced, and very ignorant. You have done nothing to change my mind on that. The actual truth is you have basically confirmed how right I was. You are the one that, in the video, said you cannot argue with the artist. Not me, you made that comment. Did you not even watch your own video?
See, the thing with that is how am I supposed to change your mind if you won't explain how or why this particular thing made you think I was ignorant, or this thing made you think I was dumb, or this made you think this, or this made you think that? You're not fucking explaining yourself. I'm 40 minutes into this fucking video, you still haven't explained a goddamn thing. What the fuck? Guys, if you think this gets any better, it doesn't. Stay tuned, because this shit show is gonna get a lot shittier. Shit's gonna hit the fan, it's gonna smell real bad, it's gonna look real green, and oh god damn it. This guy's a fucking, why am I doing this video? This guy's a fucking moron. I should be challenging myself with somebody who's actually competent. This guy can't even fucking spell right, and he says he's a fucking programmer, where if you fucking mess up a single line in something, you could destroy the entire fucking thing. I don't understand how this guy has reached any credibility in my mind. And of course I'm taking the piss out of him, but it's actually pissing me off at this point. Like, how the fuck can you be so stupid and ignorant and arrogant? My god, and how self-unaware do you have to be to reach this level of godliness that this guy has reached? Because this is truly heavenly. This is like ethereal at this point.
Honestly, kid, you do not know how business works, and for that, I would not hire you even if you were the best artist on the planet, and I'm sure you're not. Lose the ego and you might actually get somewhere in life and not have to struggle. Well, you know, hey, that's fine.
I know it is fine. Why? Because you have people taking care of you while you get an education, so you can make dumb decisions and reject jobs.
Well, you know, I don't necessarily think it's a dumb decision to reject a job that's very circumstantial. And I think if I was to be commissioned to somebody like you, who talked to me like I was a fucking dumbass, yes, I probably would not accept any commission that you gave me, regardless of the amount of money that you would try to give me. I would turn it down because I wouldn't want to fucking deal with you. That's pretty smart business, because then you don't get fucking run over by people. You make a comment later on saying that if I continue down the way that I'm going, this road, like I'm fucking some druggie, like on the brink of death, that I'll be forced to follow directions and be bossed around my entire life, when in reality that's just the norm of everything. I could be the CEO of the biggest fucking animation company in the world. I still have to report to stockholders. Oh, but I guess, you know, your business, you'd already known that. You knew I was gonna say that, right?
I don't care if you think I'm not business savvy despite not knowing me personally or professionally.
I do not need to know you personally. Your ignorance shows every time you speak. I mean, you lack any experience in the field other than school, so you cannot claim to be professional. You do not know how the industry works other than a few select things, which means that you will always have to work for other people or be struggling your whole life because you do not know how actual business works. Not to mention, you do not know how laws work. You do not even know how contracts work.
Alright, so this is of course the 100th time that you've mentioned all these things, so I will address them again, but I'm not going to give too much detail on them. You don't know my experience, you don't know how business savvy I am, and you don't know my experience with contracts. But again, you're continuing, because that's your only defense. You have nothing else to go on. I don't even know why you made the fucking comment, because what was the point of it? Seriously, what was the point of it if that's all you had to go on? You don't know how contracts work, even though I've never seen one of your contracts before. You don't know how business works, even though I've never seen you before in a business setting. You don't have any real life experience, even though I've never met you or know anything about you. How the fuck do you know? I know I've said that like 1,000 times, like the how the fuck do you know thing. I know I've said that 1,000 times, but honestly, how do you know? Is it in my voice? Is this the voice of inexperience? Do I need to talk like this? Do you like that? Do you like it when I talk like a superhero? Oh, that's not really superhero anymore. You get what I'm saying? You're a fucking idiot for assuming this stupid ass bullshit. I don't know how you if what you're saying is true, I don't know how you ran a company. Because if this is the way you talk to people, fucking the Bear Business Bureau would be all fucking over you. I think you're full of shit. I honestly think you're full of shit. There's no way that you did anything important like that. How fucking bad your grammar is. And don't talk to me like, oh, well, it's not important. Really? Because we fucking stress on it a lot. And I've always stressed about it, and it's fucking always gotten me somewhere. So I'm pretty sure if you were in as high a position as you say, it had to mean something to you. I don't know, but I guess you know everything, so you could fucking tell me.
I don't mind if you're sure I'm not a good artist despite only seeing what's in the video itself.
For one, never made that claim. I actually said I am sure you are a good artist. Considering my comment was not critiquing your artwork, not sure why you have a problem with that. But whatever, you clearly have problems taking criticism. Not sure how you will handle working in an industry that is all about criticism. Ooh, before you say no, it is not, actually yes, it is. When you can barely handle criticism about someone that disagrees with you on a crappy video, in my opinion.
Oh, look at that, the chess player. He knew my move 2 moves before I did. Oh, man, he knew I was going to bring up the criticism thing. Art's not about criticism. Well, actually, you're fucking wrong, retard. I am very well aware of that. But I do like how you tried to play the whole, oh, I never said you weren't a good artist. You fucking made a pass at my fucking art talent without even seeing my shit. You know, I'm pretty sure somebody could have told you about Picasso and you would have been like, seems like some faggot with his ear cut off. I don't know. Fucking, you're just so full of shit. I don't mind people fucking criticizing me, but what you did was not criticism, because there was nothing that you took constructively, and you just said, hey, I don't like this, you don't know how this works, I'm not gonna explain myself because fuck you. That's what you did. I'm not gonna fucking sit there and argue that. I mean, that's what you did.
And I surely don't care that you don't want to do business with me. That's your choice, and I support your ability to do so.
I do not need your support for my choices. The free market allows this, not you. See, if you would have took more business classes, you would know that. Your next statement actually says you do care.
You know what's really funny is that I could sense how pissed off that saying that made him. So I don't need to review anything that you say. I don't need to insult you. I think that did it in its own, so let's move on.
Luckily, freelancing is different from a professional studio in the fact that I can respond to you by telling you that you're a cunt and that I don't want your business.
That is where you again think you get that right. That is called slander and opens you up to liable. Again, you might want to consult a lawyer. You can turn my business down, but when you are in grown-up land, you can get sued for such a comment. Also, you do not understand how stuff like that can actually kill your business. I think you might have been watching too much TV. Reality is not kind. What you do not realize is that freedom of speech has its limits, and when it comes to business, the laws are way different and can destroy your career before it even starts. Not to mention that you do not understand how marketing works. But I am not surprised by that.
Oh my god. Really? Slander for calling you a cunt. I don't think that's how slander works. But I would love for you to try to take me to court and tell the judge, okay, what is this person accused of? Well, he called me a cunt online and it really hurt my fifis. Dude, get the fuck over yourself. You just showed right there, like, even if you had some form of business expertise, which, I mean, you know, is still up in the air because you haven't shown me anything to give you any sort of credibility, but that just showed right there, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I would love for you to try and explain to me how calling you a cunt online is slander, because believe me, if that is indeed the case, then the whole internet's fucked, because everybody's called somebody a cunt at some point. Also, watch too much TV? Dude, what generation do you fucking live in? Have you seen the statistics on how many people watch TV nowadays? You'd be better off fucking telling me I watch too much Netflix or YouTube or some shit. Also, I don't think I would destroy my career by calling a single person a cunt or refusing somebody's business. Remember, I'm not that desperate. You may be, but I'm not.
You keep throwing this kid word around as if to insult me.
You are a kid. It is not an insult, it's a fact.
Alright, I've had enough of this fucking kid shit. You keep throwing that around and, you know, you think you're gonna get me with it, but let's be honest. If I'm a kid, what the fuck does that make you? Are you some, should I start calling you some senile old faggot? Is that what you want? You sundial looking ass motherfucker, grandfather times fucking phone that you gotta do the fucking circle thing to dial? Bitch, I'm from the future! Rat-a-tat-tat! No, but seriously, quit fucking thinking that just because I'm younger than you that I'm less experienced and knowledgeable about shit. Because you've clearly shown that you're a fucking moron in more ways than one, and you keep fucking digging this hole that you're in right now. You're not doing yourself any fucking favors, believe me. And I'm sure if you try to refute this video, you're gonna sit here and say, well, look at how much you're cussing. Look, if you can look past the cussing, you'll see that everything that I'm saying right now has a much deeper value to it. That's just how I talk. I'm in a very comfortable state right now. I'm taking the piss out of you. I'm not trying to impress anybody right now. I'm happy and I'm enjoying myself right now. I don't have to please anybody.
But I'd rather be a 20-something who's artistically and maturely sound.
That is an assertion, not a fact. Immaturely sound? How so?
Oh, but I thought you liked assertions earlier. You didn't mind making them on me, but when I make them on myself, saying that I'm more mature than you are, that's the point when you don't like it. Y'all can't see it right now, but I'm doing a lot of Jack Sparrow type shit with my fucking hands. It's actually quite interesting. Anyways, I am far more mature than you are, regardless of the cussing, regardless of anything that I'm saying. It's very clear that I'm more knowledgeable about a lot of the shit that's being said right now than you are, because all you've said against me is that I don't know business, I don't know marketing, and this is coming from a guy that has 5 other YouTube channels. By the way, I don't think he's mentioned this yet. He has 5 other YouTube channels, but on the channel that he made this comment with, that there was no links to anything. The only thing that I found was the Twitch account that he bullshitted the fucking numbers on. This guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. You know, I would like you to try and tell me how you're more mature than I am. You know, that's what I'd like to see. Because you're the guy who came onto a video that you didn't like, and rather than just disliking and getting the fuck on, you decided that you wanted to tell me all these things about me that I may or may not have already known, rather than just going on about your day. Because sure, of course, a properly mature person, you know, thinks that he needs to put other people down in order to make himself feel better. And I'm sure you do, because your confidence in yourself seems pretty fucking low at this point.
And only slightly overconfident of his skill level.
Slightly is an understatement.
Well, I'd rather be slightly overconfident than majorly underconfident. Which, believe me, if you're not confident in yourself, I surely am not confident in you, because you've shown me nothing. You've shown me nothing to prove yourself. So therefore, you have no credibility as far as I'm concerned.
Then a 40-something looking pompous dickhead with far less life experience and self-assurance than people half his age.
Really? What do you know of me? I've done more in 40 years than you will probably do your entire life. What is funny that in 2 years of me being a self-taught artist, I am probably good at drawing as you are. Not to mention, I more than likely know more about computers than you will ever know. I am retired, and let's not get into all the achievements I had accomplished by the time I was your age. And in the physics community before I switched to programming industry. Let's not get started on how little you know about business.
You know, I wish I could say something about you, but you haven't said shit! You haven't said shit about yourself. Let's not get into it. I can tell you why we can't get into it. This is because you haven't fucking done anything with your fucking life. I'm pretty confident of that at this point. You haven't said anything about yourself. And I'm not saying that you have to, because it works out for me, because I can keep you anonymous in this situation and not have to deal with any fucking backlash from you. But I like how you say you've done all these things, but you have zero proof across the board. I haven't seen a single thing to confirm anything that you've said. And in fact, I've seen things discrediting what you've said. So if I can discredit that, what the fuck makes you think I believe anything else that you say? What makes you think any of the people watching right now believe anything you say?
Am I presuming a little too much?
That is called assuming. Grammar, young man, it is important. And you can assume as much as you like, as long as you are not asserting it as fact.
Oh my fucking god, are you serious right now? Grammar, young man, it's important. Tell me about it. You can presume all you want as long as you don't assert it's a fact. Really? Really? That's how you feel? I'm glad we agree on something. Well then, let's move on. Dude, oh my god, the fucking... I don't understand. I don't understand how you can be so unaware of yourself. I'm fucking... my grammar shit, I'm asserting things as fact when I just assume them. Yeah, you're probably right.
Perhaps, but my assumptions are far more sound than yours.
How so? Considering you basically confirmed my assertions and my assumptions about you.
His assertions and his assumptions. Because those both are two different things in this situation. Dude, you have to be a troll. Like, just come out and say you're a troll. Like, I'm tired of playing like I'm falling for it. You have to be. There's no way you actually feel this way. No way you actually think this way. There's no way a human being thinks like this. You don't. This facade you put on doesn't exist. It's fake. You are. I really hope you're fake. I really hope you're being fake and facetious and a troll, because I can't picture a human who thinks this way.
In conclusion, don't assume things about people simply because you're insecure about yourself.
Ah, you forgot to mention I was right about those assertions. And how am I insecure? Because you say so? Silly little boy. Run along. You are projecting your insecurities onto me.
Silly little boy. Run along. You are projecting your insecurities onto me. Okay, well, let's play. Let me play the same game. Silly old man. You best skip along in your fucking wheelchair. Your dementia's acting up.
We all know that's why you bothered making this baseless statement.
I made this statement because your video was very ignorant, and that is what the comment section of YouTube is for.
I mean, if you mean the comment sections for ignorance, you're fucking spot on, and you're the king of YouTube comments, if that's what you're referring to. Regardless of whether it is, that's how I feel, and that's how I'm going to continue to feel.
If you decide to respond, do yourself a favor of researching me like you should have the first time.
Why would I need to research you? You think you've researched me because you glanced at my channel. It is clear you didn't watch my videos. That's not research. I'm beating you are not aware that I have 5 YouTube channels. This one being the smallest and the one I am talking to you on. Oh, you did know that? I bet you don't. I am betting you know jack about me. Do not try and act like you know anything about me, because you made it clear you do not know anything. You glanced at a playlist. I know more about you than you know about, as I listened actually to your opinion in this video. What?
Sorry, Nick. Yeah, I'm still calling bullshit on the YouTube channels. I didn't see a single one of them linked in any of your stuff, but apparently I don't know shit about marketing, but I know how to tie all my shit together, and I know how to fucking post shit correctly. Unlike your 240p ass over here on your channel, don't even fucking talk to me about that shit. As far as everything else, again, I didn't glance at the playlist. I looked up all of your shit. I tried my hardest to find anything to give you some credibility. I tried my hardest for you. I could have just easily been like, well, can't find anything. But no, I actually tried because I wanted to give you some credibility. Could not find any though. So as far as I know, and I'm probably right, you're full of shit.
As for this conversation, you do not know what life actually is. You are living in a bubble. If you do not start preparing for it to pop when it does, the fall will hurt. As for your self-righteous comments and your little friends all attacking me in this, it is not about knowing you. You made assertions that artists should be treated a certain way. I say that you are ignorant and do not know how the world really works. Now you can toss around words that can cause a liable suit, which this early in your career would not be as smart, as that kind of thing follows you and honestly can kill your career, or you can act like the professional you are claiming to be. How big is your ego, little man? I'm betting it's bigger than your intelligence. Also, I bet you take offense to the word ignorance.
You're funny. Again, you didn't explain yourself on how I don't know much of anything. A couple of things I would like to add though. My buddy Damien, 40 and Duck, who decided that he wanted to quote-unquote attack you, which was really just basically telling you what I've been telling you this entire time, which is you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah, that wasn't necessarily an attack, that was more so just putting you in your fucking place. But if you want to talk about attacks, I'm not sure how much I like that little... Okay, let me read it back to you. Now you can toss around words that can cause a liable suit, which this early in your career would not be smart, as that kind of thing follows you around and honestly can kill your career. Yeah, that I'm not too savvy with business, like you said, but I'm pretty sure that's closer to a threat. Now, I'm not the type of person who would go and just file a suit against you, as I don't really have the time or patience to fucking worry about your dumb ass past this video. But if I were you, I don't think I'd make that statement again towards anybody, because the next person may not be so kind. Regarding the self-righteous thing, it's not self-righteous to want to help people. It's not self-righteous to want to benefit the world or the community that you're in. That may be something that you can comprehend because your dumbass can only think about yourself, and that's about the extent of it. But I see past myself, and I like helping other people with their things, which in this situation was art and commissions, and I actually helped a bunch of people regardless of whether you're too blind to see that or not. So really, I guess I won that, didn't I? And I also find it funny that you say that I probably take the word ignorance offensively, when in reality I'm not even sure if you know what that word means, because to be ignorant is to not be aware, and I cannot describe a person, and I mean this entirely, I've never met a person in my life more ignorant up to this point than you, and that is sincere. And I hope you take that to heart and you fucking think about that. Of course, you're set in your ways at this point. You're like fucking 40, 50 years old. I don't give a fuck. And I'm sure you don't either, so there's no point going on in that. You're just a fucking dumbass, whiny old man.
Since you blocked me on YouTube, what too cowardly to actually have a discussion? Young people, so self-centered you are, so self-centered, why am I not surprised you would respond, then block me? You are pathetic, and you claim the moral high ground? Sad.
Dude, if you guys aren't already subscribed to Nick, please do so, because I watched him mess with that phrase for so long. That had to have been a 20-minute long take to make. And he deserves so much attention for the help he has done for me on this video. So again, his link will be in the description as well as at the end of the video. Again, I fucking covered your block thing. Maybe you shouldn't have made such a long fucking post. I'm sure everybody that's still standing around watching this feels the same way. It's like, oh, we fucking get it. Jared doesn't have any fucking business or life experience. Believe me, I'm starting to think the same thing now. God, there's like some Stockholm Syndrome shit. Anyways, that's it. In conclusion, guy, the guy that this is pertaining to, I have no animosity towards you, but you're a fucking idiot, okay? Now look, I don't want to demean you too bad. I mean, I guess it's a little too late for that. Because there were some actually depressing things that I saw on your channel. Things that I would have sympathized with you for. And I actually would have liked to, if you had approached me, and this is a problem, you should have approached me when you made the comment in a much more respectful manner. Because had you done that, I would have been happy to talk with you over what was wrong in the video. I could have learned a lot from it if you actually had something credible to say. But the fact of the matter is, you came at me initially with virtually no respect, and then you did not back any of your claims up. So you came out the idiot in that situation. I don't care what you think. That's what happened, and I'm sure everybody else is going to agree with me. Also, if you decide that you want to react to this, or respond to this in the comments, I want to let you know now that I've kept you completely anonymous up to this point. But I will not be able to save you from anything that might happen in the comments. And guys, if you see this guy in the comments, if he announces himself as the person who did this or made all this, do not attack him, period. If you do, you are not associated with me in any way, and this is me saying that as a firm stance. Do not associate yourself with me. If you decide to do some stupid shit like that, you are on your own. Do not say it in my name. I'm not about that. But again, last thoughts about this to this guy: get your shit together. Seriously, get your shit together. And if you want to make up after this, like, yo, I'm sorry about this, I will perfectly accept it. I will leave my email in the description, and you're more than welcome to message me in the event that you know, you are actually blocked for some odd reason. You could have always messaged me on Facebook, but you kind of squandered that when you fucking blocked me after complaining about me blocking you. That's whatever. But anyways, with that said, thank you everybody who listened. I am exhausted now. My throat is starting to get really scratchy and dry, and I'm probably going to get sick after how much screaming I've been doing. I am high on Cheetos and Monster, and this is probably the most hyper I've ever been on a YouTube video, but it's fucking awesome, and I really enjoyed myself. And even if you didn't like this guy who I made this video about, I enjoyed taking the piss out of you. It's whatever. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, check out my friend Nick in the end of the video and the link in the description. Please subscribe to him if you enjoyed his contribution to this video. He helped make this possible. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.